Afternoon, everybody, man. Good afternoon. Hope you're all having a good afternoon, good night, good evening, whatever, morning, wherever you are in this world. This is Double AA with an Arland Entertainment, bringing you It's All About Wrestling, episode 19. My 19th episode of Wrestling Talk, related talk. So sit back and enjoy the show. And looks like my internet's a little slow today. Oh well. Once again. A little slow, guys. Oh well, it happens, right? Sometimes it happens. Fuck. I'm sorry for my swearing there. Hello, how are you? Let's get this. So, okay, guys. I hope you all enjoyed Fastlane last night. We got some interesting news. I broke after Fastlane. You know, usually I do my Fastlane review first, right? Usually I would do it first. This is too slow. This is way too slow. Trying to get people interested, so I'm gonna go on my phone and share this out to people. Because this is really pissing me off on my internet right now. Yeah, you like my picture? This is really pissing me off on my internet right now. Yeah, the beginning of the show, I agree, was SmackDown like or Raw like, and then we'll see we'll see. I'm just gonna share this out. So bear with me. So we're gonna talk about the release first. So okay, so as you know, I'm sorry, I should be looking in the camera. I should be looking in the camera. But I'm not. I should be. Bear with me, guys. You know what? Here, what? While I do this, have fun looking at this picture. Yeah. Yeah, have fun looking at this picture, guys. Women, I'm sorry, but this is hilarious. And there's a reason for this picture, guys. There's a reason for it. And we'll get to that. If you watched Fastlane, you know. You know what this picture is for. We're gonna get back to it, guys. I wanted you guys to see it. And you could tell from my thumbnail. Oh, his wife was pissed off. You see that tweet? His wife was pissed off with that. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna definitely get to that. His wife was definitely pissed off. It was. I don't know how to say. Oh. And okay, so what I'm also gonna do is put this link in a Discord, so we can get more people to watch. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Really, yeah. Cause look at. She knows wrestling is fake, but really, they had to do something like that. I don't know. I don't think. I wonder if Alexa Bliss and Randy Orton backstage were laughing about that. I would be laughing about it. But let's get to the big news of the day, guys. The big news of the night, actually. Well, it happened after Fastlane. Usually I would start with the show. But I'm going with the pay-per-view. I'm going with the big release. WWE has come to terms with the release of Andrade. And no, I'm not going to say Charlotte's fiance, because he is her fiance. This doesn't affect Charlotte at all, guys. So it doesn't affect Charlotte at all. So get that out of your head. But this has been expected. Remember, he's been asking for his release since what? Monday Night Raw. We've been last week. They denied it, and then a week later, 6 days later, they granted his release. And now Andrade is a free agent. According to Meltzer, he does not, keyword not, have a 90-day no-peak clause. So he could book and start competing, wrestling whenever he wants. So he can start wrestling tomorrow if he wanted to. But this is huge, guys, because we all know Andrade is tremendous in the ring work. He was NXT champion, right? NXT champion, United States champion. Had great matches, both NXT and on the main roster. But he was never positioned to the next level that everybody thought he could be. And you know what? He's not the only one in WWE who was not positioned to the next level. That's very common in WWE. But he has been learning English. He's right. That's to help him get by. He's been managed as Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega has helped him catapult his career. I think without Zelina Vega, I don't think Andrade would have had a future in WWE. And yeah, and hey RJ, what's up, man? You know, talking Andrade. You know, I'm talking. We're having wrestling at Fastlane and talking about Andrade. That's up, man. How are you? Yeah, man. I'm with you, Jobber, because I was watching him in NXT before his Zelina. I'm like, this guy. I didn't like his gimmick. I don't think his gimmick is gonna get over. Remember, he had that hat, and that like suspenders thing. I don't know. And then once Zelina Vega came along, made him serious, made him a threat, champion, defeated Drew at a takeover. Unfortunately, Drew got hurt that takeover. Yeah. And on the main roster, he has some great matches. You're welcome, man. Great matches on the main roster, but he never got to the next level. Team of Garza. The thing is, it's like, I have this weird theory. Once they got rid of Zelina Vega, they started punishing people associated with her. Look, Angel Garza hasn't been used much, right? Also, Black, her husband, for God's sakes, her husband hasn't been used since October. Andrade hasn't been used in October. We know Andrade for a little time. He never got drafted, but he was going under elective surgery for something. But but it wasn't a long-term thing. It was quite clear. He was probably cleared and ready to go months ago. But they had no plans, or they never cleared him or anything. But it was probably back, I don't know, maybe December, January. He was cleared to go. They just never had anything for him. Had no future with him. It's like they're punishing Zelina Vega, an employee who doesn't work for him anymore, and they're still punishing her. And now Andrade is a free agent. He can sign with any company. He can start taking bookings. He doesn't have the 90-day compete clause. So where will Andrade go? I think he'll stay in the States, right? He's not going back to Mexico, right? Mexico. Oh, maybe next week, cause I got this get this done in an hour, man. Hopefully next week, RJ. I'll send you the link. But I'd love to have you on. We'll talk WrestleMania stuff. Yeah, so I think Impact, AEW would pick him up because he would not want to leave his fiancée Charlotte. Oh yeah, so yes, they did remove Charlotte from the WrestleMania poster after Andrade got released. But don't read into that. They're not going to punish Charlotte at all. Charlotte's too valuable to the roster, to the women's roster, and to WWE. I don't see anything they're going to punishing Charlotte. According to reports, her being removed from the WrestleMania posters and stuff, it has nothing to do with her going to Hollywood or something like that. She won't be on Raw tonight. She will not be on Raw tonight, according to Fightful. But we'll see, because I'll be talking about the Raw Women's Title Championship. So Andrade released 8. We would like to see him go. AEW. I mean, if he goes to AEW, he could be in Jacksonville, right? All the stuff is doing in Jacksonville. He'd still be close to Charlotte. Impact. NWA. Does he come back as Sombre? I think him, Pentagon, and Phoenix to be a team. Yeah, maybe. I think the problem with Ring of Honor, you have to travel too much. In Japan, maybe Japan. But he's engaged to Charlotte, so I'm just thinking about Charlotte, him and Charlotte, what he'll do. But this broke last night. And as you know, I didn't put in my title picture as my title in my description for this video. Yeah, he can. You're right. He could do that. He could always do that. Not a bad idea. I like that idea. Let's get Andrade. We'll see where he goes. He's taking bookings now. Now, let's get to the Fastlane pay-per-view. Okay, I know Jobber's thoughts on Fastlane. RJ, I know you watched Fastlane. What did you think of Fastlane? I thought Fastlane was slow, not great at first, and then once the Drew McIntyre Sheamus match, the Drew McIntyre Sheamus match started, and the matches after that, that's when Fastlane became pretty good. Yeah, the problem with him going to AA is the quarantine stuff, and AEW Impact or Ring of Honor is most likely his destination because his relationship with Charlotte was getting married to Charlotte. Yeah, the Fastlane was alright. I mean, the beginning was slow. The beginning was terrible. Now let's get to the kickoff show. Mustafa Ali versus Matt Riddle. This was actually a good match, though. Matt Riddle and Mustafa Ali put out a good match. You would think Ali would win here. There was chat. You had the slight idea. You had an idea that Ali could actually win this match, but in the end, Matt Riddle finished off Mustafa Ali with the Bro Derek off the top rope. 1, 2, 3. Matt Riddle retains, but it's the stuff afterwards that's what got our attention. Right? It was actually a good match. This match should be on the Fastlane card than some other matches. But it's the stuff after the match that obviously caught our attention. Now, as you know, the weeks and weeks, Mustafa Ali's been tearing into the retribution for the failure of winning and stuff. He lost his match, but he's still blaming retribution for, right? Mia Yim, Reckoning was having enough of it. Was not having enough of it. She's the first one to walk out on Mustafa Ali. This is Slapjack. Second one to walk out on Mustafa Ali. And then you see Mace and T-Bar. I almost forgot his name. T-Bar. He was tearing into those two, and they just grabbed his neck for a double chokeslam. And Mustafa Ali and Retribution are over. Yeah, me too. I agree, it's a creative failure. See, if this is split with if Retribution is done, completely done, they have to repackage. I think Mia Yim, I think, will be a babyface once she comes back. I just don't know. I just can't see her as a heel. I think she's a good babyface. Dijak? He needs to go away for a while and come back as Dijak. Madden? Well, I don't know about Madden. Madden and Slapjack should be a tag team. I don't want Madden and Dijak to be a tag team. I want Madden and Slapjack, Madden and Shane Thorne to be a tag team. And Ali, yeah, well, they're pretty much a tough predicament here, man. I don't know. Does Ali stay heel or turn face? Retribution is over with. Does Retribution stay? Those four stay together, and Ali's just they get a new leader, or Retribution 100% done. And you know me, Jobber, RJ. I know you're new to this stream. I always said they gotta repackage these guys. Mia Yim has to come back as Mia Yim, go away, come back as Mia Yim. Dijak has to go away, grow a hair out, come back as Dijak. And Madden and Slapjack. Slapjack in Dio Madden or Mace should be a tag team. Yeah, Keith Lee, man, as a new leader. Keith Lee engaged Mia Yim, yeah. Isn't it ironic how they made him the leader of Retribution when he was a police officer during the, because of the reasons that's going on in the summer 2020? So that was pre-show match, kickoff show. And Charlie Caruso, let's just say this. I think she's done with WWE. I know there's heat on her, but I think she's done. I think she was done with WWE months ago. Because I think her future is with ESPN. So, Charlie Caruso, I think she's done. She's definitely done with WWE. And let's go to the show. The actual main card, the Fastlane. We open up with the women's tag team title. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, accompanied by Reginald, taking on the challengers, Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. Now, I didn't think the beginning was bad. I didn't think the match was bad, but the ending was terrible. The ending was bad. Reginald, let's get to the ending. Reginald got involved. Sasha Banks tried to punch him. Reginald ducked right outside the ring. She tried to go for her Meteor on Reginald ducked. This. There was a point where Bianca Belair knocked out Reginald there. They had Shayna Baszler. Bianca Belair had Reginald. Shayna Baszler. It was a good. It was a solid tag team. We had Shayna Baszler in the Shayna Baszler like this, holding up her like this, and Sasha Banks had kicked her. Shayna Baszler in the bank statement. Had it for a long time. Yeah, I know. Me too, man. Me too. You know what? We'll get to the ending in this match. So she had bank statement on Shayna Baszler. You know, your tag team partner comes in to stop the other tag team partner from stopping making sure her tag team partner didn't get making sure Shayna Baszler didn't tap out. So what I felt here, this got botched. I think this got botched a little bit. Maybe it was a little of a slow timing here. I think when Bianca Belair got in, it was supposed to be right away a push from Nia Jax, where Bianca Belair fell into Sasha Banks, breaking up the bank statement. But what we saw was Bianca Belair got in, she stopped for a few seconds, and then Nia Jax pushed her into Sasha Banks. Did anybody see that? Do you think that was a little bit miscue there? Do you think? What do you guys think? Did you see that? Did you see that little mistiming there between Bianca Belair and Nia Jax, to where Bianca Belair got pushed into Sasha Banks breaking up the bank statement? I think I think the timing was a little off. What do you guys think? Did you see it? And then after that, Sasha Banks was pissed off at Bianca Belair. Pissed off. She's like, tell her to get out of the ring. She called her a rookie. And he didn't pay. And Sasha Banks didn't pay attention. She got rolled up for that pin. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, thank you for noticing. Yeah, I wasn't the only one to notice it. Thank you. You know that's Nia Jax, right? Like Nia Jax, a lot of her matches are botches, right? She does have timing issues, Nia Jax. Yeah, agreed. Agreed, man. What happened? So yeah, she tells Bianca Belair to go through the ropes, on the side, attack on the apron, whatever. Sasha Banks didn't pay attention. She gets rolled up. 1, 2, 3. Sasha Banks is pissed off. They lose, of course. Yep. 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 And what happens? Sasha Banks is still pissed off at Bianca Belair. She still calls her rookie. Really. Look, I don't think this is a heel turn on Sasha Banks. It's just a very angry babyface, and she called her rookie. She even slapped Bianca Belair. And Sasha Banks leaves the ring, and Bianca Belair looks at WrestleMania. Now you could tell the 3 weeks left. This is turn up a notch, right, between the two. I don't know if this is a heel turn. But we'll see. And yeah, this is kind of like a SmackDown match. The next match was really a SmackDown match. It was more of an angle. It was a match, but it felt like more of an angle than an actual match. And that's Apollo. Well, okay. Yeah, you know what? You're not the only one. Yeah, 3 weeks. Yeah. RJ, you're not the only one, man. 3 weeks, yeah. And next is a match, Apollo Crews taking on Big E. Big E came out first. Big E, the match was dominating his match. He did beat Apollo Crews, but the story of this match, Apollo Crews at the end was frustrated losing. Beats up Big E, gives him those suplexes. Taking out Big E again. Getting the upper hand over Big E. Stands over tall. basically a SmackDown angle, if you ask me. Just a SmackDown thing. Yeah, thank you. That's what everybody's been feeling, man. You're not the only one who feels that way. It's been a SmackDown and Raw thing. And then we see backstage. I mean, I forgot to mention this. Shane apparently hurt his foot or knee, so he can't compete against Braun Strowman. Yeah, it was. You're right. And so backstage, Elias, accompanied by that idiot. I'm not gonna say his name. I don't want to give that racist an any gratification of me telling what his name is, guys. You know who I'm talking about. Goes up to Shane, wants to do something for WrestleMania, and Shane offers him a favor. Yeah, man. This was a SmackDown match. And then, what happens? I'm not sure what match was first, guys. If it was Seth Rollins Nakamura before Elias and Braun, or was it the other way around? I'll talk. You know what? It doesn't matter, does it? You see backstage, Matt Riddle with the United States title talking to Shinsuke Nakamura, getting ready for his match, and Matt Riddle goes on and on talking about certain different business ideas and Shinsuke Nakamura, and the camera zooms into Matt Riddle, and then okay. Then I'll talk about this backstage segment. Then I'll get to Elias and Braun. And the camera zooms in on Matt Riddle. I said that before, right? And then, but the camera pans out and Nakamura is gone. So Matt Riddle says it's gone because Matt Riddle goes on and on and on. All right, and Matt Riddle's like, oh, realizes he's gone, and he leaves. And then I know this time Nakamura match is right after that segment, but let's get to the Elias versus Braun Strowman match. What? Yeah, Braun Strowman won. Beat Elias. He's gonna get Shane McMahon at WrestleMania, and Shane McMahon's gonna do whatever it takes. Yeah, it was stupid. It was not necessarily. I have not very much to say. Braun won. He's gonna face McMahon. Obviously, face McMahon's faking injury and says, "Yeah, oh my God, don't get me started, man." Here. I'm just gonna say this 2 minutes about this. Why is this feud is about Braun being dumb? Just because he's big and strong, he's dumb. Why is it stereotyping big, strong guys as dumb brutes? That's what this is. This is this whole thing. I'm sorry, I can't even speak clearly because it's so stupid. Because this whole thing is about how dumb and how much smarter Shane McMahon is of Braun Strowman. The big dumb brute with the smart Ivy League rich boy from Greenwich, Connecticut, and he didn't go to an Ivy League school. Shane McMahon didn't go to an Ivy League school. Yeah. Because remember they were saying it was off the card, and then SmackDown advertised it for the card, and then we find out it was supposed to be on the card, but Shane McMahon got hurt, and Elias, blah. We know they're gonna have a match. We know what's gonna happen. Shane McMahon and Braun Strowman are gonna have a match at WrestleMania. And Jobber, like you said in my video yesterday, this WrestleMania has the worst build in years, and that's even worse than last year because last year's WrestleMania had build until we got to the pandemic. Because that WrestleMania had a good build, but pandemic hit and kind of derailed it. This WrestleMania, and we're getting a 25,000 in stadiums, has one of the worst builds ever. Yeah, now Shinsuke Nakamura and Seth Rollins is a good match. Now Seth Rollins beats Shinsuke Nakamura, but this is a good match. Shinsuke Nakamura was solid in this match, but Seth Rollins needed to win here because I think, and it looks pretty obvious, that Cesaro and Seth Rollins are gonna have a match at WrestleMania, and I think Cesaro will go over. Yep, I agree, man. It's 3 weeks between. It's in the middle between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. I agree, man. I think they didn't do Fastlane last year. It's not needed. Cesaro and so this is yeah. I think this is gonna happen. Cesaro should go over. Cesaro, a lot like Andrade. I know why you weren't interested because of how Shinsuke has been booked. I know. Like Cesaro, like Andrade, and you can say that for a lot of other wrestlers. Cesaro is one of those guys where you think, you know what, put the title on this guy. He should be a main eventer already. But look. He's in a feud with Seth Rollins. Now, Seth Rollins is taking a back seat to the upper card scene, right? He's not in the Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, Kevin Owens, I guess. Right now, I guess he's middle towards upper card. But this is Seth Rollins, guys. Universal Champion, WWE Champion, Tag Team Champion, United States Champion, Intercontinental Champion, NXT Champion. I think he's won every title in WWE, except for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team titles. I don't think he's ever won SmackDown Tag Team titles. And if he gets a win here, this is huge. This is all about Cesaro being Seth Rollins. And by having him beat Shinsuke is his tag team partner and friend. It all makes sense. It was a solid match, and I know, Jobber, why you weren't interested in this match, because the way Shinsuke has been booked since what? After the AJ Styles rivalry back in 2018, he hasn't been booked very strong. I agree there. I mean, I thought the Jinder Mahal stuff really hurt him. That Jinder Mahal stuff really did hurt him. Did hurt Shinsuke Nakamura. And I remember that SummerSlam match and Jinder Mahal beat Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm like, what the fuck? Do you remember that? Do you remember that match of SummerSlam and Jinder Mahal beat Shinsuke Nakamura? I'm like, that's just bad. This is stupid. And they kind of redeemed him. They kind of redeemed him with the Royal Rumble win. And in the match. Thank you, man. Thank you for joining. Come join me anytime. Maybe I'll get you on next week. But yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura, I think, much motivated. He's good. And this match is good, man. It was a solid match. It wasn't great, but like, it was hard to get invested. Because we all know what this leads to. Now, after this is where Fastlane took a different turn. A much better turn. A much different turn, guys. This is when Fastlane went from not so good to actually good. Like, decent. Like, good. Actually good. So that's why this pay-per-view is just okay. In my opinion, this pay-per-view is just okay because of the first few matches. But this match and the matches after, and you can say what you want about the Randy Orton Next Up List things. I actually kind of liked it. It made sense, though. It was more of a segment. But you know what? I actually kind of liked it. But this match is before this. And that's the Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus match. And this match was awesome. Yeah, this match is a turning point of the pay-per-view. I agree. But what did they do to each other? It was no DQ. I forgot it was no DQ. I didn't realize there's no DQ. I guess it makes sense because of one of the matches, they're both knocked out from hitting each other with the steel steps. So I guess it makes sense to make it a no DQ match. He did a suplex. The Sheamus onto the steps or something. I forget. The electrical equipment. Bro kick to Drew. This match was brutal as hell. But Drew McIntyre got the win. You know what? Even if I think this match, as last one standing match, or the way it is, worked anyway. It was a good match. Two guys who were best of friends. The one that Sheamus turns on them, heated rivalry, and this is when the match proves it, man. This is why personal rivalries have to have matches like this. You want to tear each other apart, and that's what they did in this match. Drew gets the win here. The bro kick and stuff. It's great. This match. This was a great match, leading to Drew obviously facing Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania for the Universal title. I think, you know me, I said this a couple times. I think This match should be a number one contenders match for that title. But I'm not WWE and I don't work in creative, so I can't go up to Vince and say, Mr. McMahon, I think this should be a number one contenders match. That's not me. Okay, I wouldn't talk like that to Vince McMahon. He would fire me on the spot. I'll talk in my normal voice. But this match should be a number one contenders match. And then we got to the... Yeah, man. Wrestlers that are friends with each other, they always end up doing great matches to each other. It's just proof, man. Friends just know how to put out good matches together, and you could tell the matches how they're going at each other, the psychology, the beating up each other. They want to outdo each other, and that's what makes it such a great match with friends going at each other. You could see perfect example is Bayley and Sasha Banks. Bayley and Sasha Banks, every match they have, it's a great match. You need to get a good to a great match. Charlotte and Becky Lynch have that chemistry too. I'll give them that. Roman Reigns has it a little bit Brock. Roman Reigns. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Jobber. Next match, well, I get technically it's a match because there was a winner, was Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton. Now, before this match, Randy Orton comes out first, starts, coughing up motor oil or whatever. Okay, it's not with motor oil. I'm sorry about that, the mouse. And then Alexa Bliss comes out. Yeah, man. See? We all knew this was gonna be cheesy, right? Look. It's gonna be cheesy. We all knew it's gonna be cheesy, but I think it worked because the payoff was worth it. We expected something wacky. And when you go in the mindset like that, when you expect something to be like that, you're not gonna be disappointed. And I wasn't disappointed. So Alexa Bliss comes out. Randy goes charge Alexa Bliss, and all of a sudden fire pops out. Randy goes like, takes a step in. Then he charges Alexa Bliss again. Alexa Bliss moves out of the way. Randy hits his arm against the ring post. Goes out of the ring, selling his arm. Alexa Bliss comes out. Alexa Bliss starts taunting Randy Orton outside the ring. Alexa Bliss starts walking back and around the ring. Go away. Randy Orton follows Alexa Bliss, and all of a sudden, she looks up, and he's all of a sudden these lights fall. Randy Orton, Randy Orton. If you block the fire with his arm would still be on fire because there's no protective stuff there. His arm would still be on fire. So that's stupid. Lights fell. Just barely hitting Randy Orton. Barely missing Randy Orton. Randy Orton looks up again. Alexa Bliss gets in the ring, tells him to follow. And then Randy Orton goes after Alexa Bliss again. And then all of a sudden, Alexa Bliss does his mind trick thing, sending Randy Orton back. Randy Orton was not having any of this. I'm sorry. Not having any of this. Obviously. And then you see the match started opening. The mat opening. You see arm, a burnt hand come out, grabbing Randy Orton's foot. Randy Orton feels it, turns around, like, realizes stuff is happening. And Alexa Bliss is laughing mechanically. All of a sudden, he comes back. He's back. The Fiend's back, all burnt up from the TLC match. Remember when Randy Orton set him on fire? The Fiend comes back and he's all burnt up. His mask. You can even see in his face a bit. Really, who did you think it was? Kane? It had to be the Fiend, right? His face, even see his face through his mask. You could tell he was a little bit burnt. His mask was burnt. The costume he wore, it was the same costume he wore at TLC, but it was all burnt. What he wanted to do was keep the burnt costume to remind Randy of what he did. And let's take a look at this picture. Let's look at a picture of Take a look at the picture of the Fiend. Yeah. Wow. They had to rearrange the mask a little bit, right? Because it has to look more burnt, right? So, obviously. You know what? Technically, I guess he is a zombie, right? Because, like, I don't know. It looks like Freddy the Fiend Wyatt. Maybe he is a zombie. I mean, he got burnt. Like, who survives to getting burnt like that? Well, I think he's a demon, right? He's a demon. The Fiend puts Randy Orton into Sister Abigail, right? Alexa Bliss pins Randy Orton, gets the win. 1, 2, 3. Randy Orton loses to Alexa Bliss, and this happens. Yeah, she's straddling Randy Orton. Oh, excited! Randy Orton's unconscious. No, a lot of people are joking about this. It's funny. I think it's funny. I'm sorry. And the Fiend's like looking at it like, I wonder what Brian's really thinking. I wonder if Randy and Alexa Bliss comes back to backstage and everybody's teasing is like laughing about this because they didn't realize what happened. But I wonder how all the Alexa stands are feeling. Alexa crazy fans. I know Randy Orton's wife was pissed about it. She even tweeted out about this stuff. Obviously, but yeah. Yeah. Hey, it was a hilarious picture. Yeah, standing on me. I don't think they definitely realized it afterwards. They go on their phone right away. Probably Alexa Bliss probably went on her phone right away and saw, oh my god, what did I just do? Same way. That should have been my thumbnail. Alright guys, let's get to the main event time. Edge comes back as a special enforcer. I'm sorry, this is so funny. Bryan, Daniel, and Roman Reigns come out. They wrestle very good. Daniel Bryan's getting under Roman's skin. Roman has upper hand. Daniel Bryan has upper hand. Now Bryan has Roman Reigns like in a bunch yes lock a lot. Referee gets knocked out, right? As you suspected. Jey Uso comes in, hits Daniel Bryan with a steel chair. Hits Edge with the steel chair too, I believe, because Edge comes in. Once the referee comes in, Edge has a right to be the referee. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, he did tap out. Daniel Bryan didn't manage to recover. Hit the steel chair on Uso, managed to get him out. Yeah, you did. Roman Reigns was on yes, lock again. Daniel Bryan was going to hit Roman Reigns because Edge was out. Edge was slowly getting up. He was going to hit Roman Reigns over the head with the steel chair, but Roman Reigns comes out and hits Edge. Edge, knocking Edge out for a bit. Roman Reigns was going to go spear Daniel Bryan, but Daniel Bryan gets him the yes lock, and this yes lock lasts about maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and you can see Roman Reigns fading. He did tap out, but Edge managed to recover, hit Daniel Bryan over the steel chair, and hit Roman over the steel chair and said, "This is mine! This is mine!" He walks out. Another referee comes in. Roman Reigns pins Daniel Bryan and retains the title. And a very solid main event. And now the reports are that there might be a triple threat match at WrestleMania with Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, and Edge. I don't like that because I want to see Edge and Roman Reigns. And it's like I feel like they're rehashing the thing from WrestleMania 30 when Daniel Bryan was the hottest thing in wrestling at the time. I admit that. He got involved in that triple threat match with Randy Orton and Batista when he became champion after defeating Triple H just to get in that match. I feel like they're trying to rehash that in some way. I don't know if he's a heel. There's some speculation that he might be a heel. Or it might be one of those babyface. You never know, because he might be a tweener right now. Yeah, it's possible he's a heel. We'll see on SmackDown. I'm not sold on him being if this is a heel turn yet. Yeah. So what we're saying is, if Daniel Bryan beats Edge here, from coming back here, Daniel Bryan beats Edge here, Daniel Bryan gets into the match, makes a triple threat match. If it doesn't happen, it's Edge versus Roman Reigns night 2. So it's kind of like a Triple H thing, except Triple H is one night, but this would be 2 nights, kind of like that for Daniel Bryan. Now that's my Fastlane. So I'm gonna say Fastlane. I'm gonna just give it a 5 because those last 3 matches, and I know the Alexa Bliss Randy Orton thing wasn't really a match. That kind of saved the night because otherwise, if those matches weren't good. Matt Riddle Mustafa Ali was a good match too. But if those matches weren't good, this show's a below average show. This is not a good show. If those matches didn't turn out to be good, this would have been like a 3 or a 3 for me out of 10. If this pay-per-view, if those matches were not good, those matches saved the show. I know. And now let's go to some stuff here. Let's go to the Hall of Fame stuff, then we'll talk about Rhea Ripley. So Molly Holly is being inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame, as deservedly so. She was in WCW for a bit. I don't know if anybody knows it. She was in WCW. She was Miss America, part of that Macho Man's entourage with Gorgeous George and Medusa. But then she goes to WWE as one of the Holly cousins from Hardcore Bob Holly and the late Crash Holly. And then becomes a superhero sidekick to Sugar Sam Holmes. Yeah. It could have been. You're right, man. You're right. Hurricane Helms. And yeah, she's a Hall of Famer. She did really so. A lot of fans like her. I know Tegan Knox is a huge fan of her. But you know what? We got some other huge news, the Hall of Fame stuff. And yes, this kind of relates to Hulk Hogan. Eric Bischoff is going to the WWE Hall of Fame. He's being inducted. Now, Eric Bischoff deservedly should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I know you tried to end WWE in the 90s with the WCW. But Eric Bischoff, man, what did this guy do? He took WCW from Southern style wrestling to mainstream wrestling in the 90s. He managed to get Hogan, Savage, guys from WWE, guys like that. He managed to get a network TV deal with TNT, the Nitro pay-per-view. Got celebrities, Karl Malone, Shaq, a lot of celebrities. He created one of the most successful factions of all time, NWO. And some of the greatest superstars like Goldberg, DDP. And you know what? Perhaps his own ego was his own demise too. His ego got the best of him, I admit there. But this guy does so much for WWE, making it mainstream, making huge competition in WWE. Because even though at the time WWE in the early 93 to 96 was not very good, WCW wasn't a competition to them. But once Bischoff got the helm and got control of WCW, it was destroying WWE. From 96 to 98. And ratings and everything, it was more popular. And he was part of that. And he's getting inducted, and he wants Hogan, and Hogan to induct him. And I'm not surprised about that. And a lot of people are going to be upset. A lot of people are upset that Hogan and Titus O'Neil are going to be hosting WrestleMania. Apparently Titus O'Neil will be cresting Hogan. So I don't know. Maybe Titus O'Neil forgave Hogan. I don't know. And Rhea Ripley, guys, is debuting on Raw tonight. Her first match is on Raw tonight. She's gonna go up against a woman on the main roster. We don't know who's gonna be, but it's gonna maybe Peyton Royce. I don't know, and just maybe Dana Brooke or Mandy Rose, and just squash her. If Rhea Ripley having a match tonight, she has to win in a minute. She can't have a 5-minute match. You have to make her look dominant. She's that kind of a wrestler competitor that in her debut match has to look dominant. She's got the tools. She could talk, she has the look, and she could wrestle. And you have to make her look dominant. She's a superstar right there. Like Bianca Belair, she's a superstar. And we seen glimpses of it last year in 2019 and stuff. Remember, I would argue she was almost as hot as Becky Lynch. Oh yeah? Yeah, he was great as GM in 90. You know, he was asked to come in WWE, the NWO. We know NWO came in 2002. He was asked by WWE if he wanted to join. He said not to. But Rhea Ripley's having a debut tonight. I went over to the Raw title picture with Asuka. And let's get the Raw preview, guys. There's your preview for Raw tonight. Let me see. Aftermath of Fastlane, right? I know Rhea Ripley's having her first match. Let's see, is there a preview? I know Charlotte Flair's not going to be. So here's a plans for Rhea Ripley tonight. I have some backstage notes. Jobber, if there's any Raw preview notes, tell me. I found stuff in Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is clearly coming up to Raw as a heel. And she may go up. Rumors are she may be the challenger, challenging Asuka. Oh, you know what? Good. I mean, Rhea Ripley versus Asuka. I like Rhea Ripley though. Keep her as a babyface, man. She's too likable, man. She's too likable. So the problem is, I know she was a heel in NXT UK, but she was awesome as a heel. I think they would make her a heel because they don't know what to do with Charlotte. I mean, I'd rather have Charlotte become a heel than Rhea Ripley. Because Rhea Ripley is a badass. As a babyface, she's a badass. I don't know, man. So they debut her as a heel. And let's go to review of wrestling. NXT. Karrion Kross. Looks like Kross and Finn Balor. They meet in a team up to take on Ori Lorcan. They burst their tag team titles. They lose. And they because of miscommunication, and Karrion Kross beats the hell out of Finn Balor. Scar looks really good. Really good. It's hard to take Scar seriously because how hot she looks. I'm sorry, but you can't deny that she was distracting with her outfit. That outfit was distracting. I know it's not maybe not be a nice thing to say, a proper thing to say, but her attire that night was very distracting. The Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole stuff. Getting heated. I like it. Santos Escobar and Jordan Devlin are going to go at it. Raquel, Io Shirai bought a contract for Raquel Gonzalez. I love how she shaded that Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai got in the way, right? And then Io Shirai's like, say this, and gave it the contract to Raquel Gonzalez. Raquel Gonzalez signed it. And that's gonna be one of the. I think that's the first night of the Stomping Ground. Stand and Deliver. If I'm correct. LA Knight had his first match, won, but Bronson Reed got involved a bit. It was a solid show. I think AEW show was way better. They beat the shit out of Moxley. You know, the tension between the tension and the Elite with Gallows. The Gallows and Anderson are not the tag team champions of Impact anymore. So let's keep it work. That's big, guys. They're not Impact champions anymore. Yeah, so here, so I found the report. She's supposed to expect to debut as a heel, possibly the next challenger for Asuka. That's all I read. I'd rather see her as a face because I love it. Like, I think her character got so over popular. The way her demeanor is. I mean, as a heel, she was good too, but right now her character was so much better as a babyface. She's a badass. Okay, in AEW, I mentioned that. You think Sting, Brian Cage, shocked Team Taz, said he's still the icon, Sting is still the icon, he respects him, and Mickey Starks, the rest of Team Taz were like, what are you doing, what are you doing? But the main story here is MJF. I'll get to the main event, MJF, but there's two main stories. MJF and his team, his new faction. I almost said Ty Dillinger, but I'm going to say Shawn Spears, FTR, Wardlow, and Tully Blanchard. They announced themselves as the Pinnacle. And MJF is leading. Remember that you're going to feud with the Inner Circle, obviously. That was a great promo. And the main event, Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker. And now I'm gonna hurt some AEW fans here. I know it was a great stepping stone for AEW. Have a great women's match as a main event because let's be frank, the women's division they had some solid matches before, but it's not steady. The division is not steady. But this match is good. It was violent as hell. Thunder Rosa got her win on Britt Baker, revenge on Britt Baker. Because Britt Baker has been having really the upper hand in this thing. But AEW fans, I know this is history. It's the first women's match to main event Dynamite. But don't act like it's the be on end all. Don't act it's better than anything WWE did. I'm going to tell you one thing. I can think of two women matches, not main event matches, that were better than these matches in the last few years. Last 5 or 6 years. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Evolution. 2018. Bayley, Sasha Banks, 2015, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. And you know something? That might be the best women's match of all time. All time. You can argue with me there, but it's definitely up there as one of the best women. And you know what? I'm gonna put this here. Not just women match. It might be one of the best matches, men or women of all time. Was that damn good? It's good for AEW to have a women's main event, but AEW stands tend to go overboard. Yeah, but it's not better. I don't think it's better than the Charlotte and Becky feud, because you gotta remember, the Becky thing is the Becky happened at SummerSlam 2018, and it basically ended at WrestleMania. Well, actually ended at Money in the Bank because Charlotte got back the title. But when Charlotte won in 2018 the title, that's when Becky turned heel. Remember? And then Becky was heel, and she was a lot more popular. Everybody wants Charlotte. Everybody was glad that she punched Charlotte. And then the Charlotte and Becky had that thing. Becky Lynch won at the pay-per-view before Hell in a Cell. Your Evolution. And then Evolution happened. That was a great match, one of the best women matches. And then, unfortunately, that brawl with the SmackDown Women's Division invaded Raw. Nia Jax, punched Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch couldn't compete. Charlotte took her place at a Survivor Series. And then Charlotte got big-headed because of that. And then TLC, where Asuka won and Ronda Rousey got involved. Becky Lynch lost to Asuka at the Royal Rumble, but won the Royal Rumble. And then she had problems with management. And Charlotte, and they wanted to give Vince McMahon made Charlotte the new challenger for Ronda Rousey for WrestleMania. And then Becky got involved. Becky managed to get her way into WrestleMania. And Ronda Rousey, but if it wasn't for, Charlotte and Becky had one of the best feuds. I think it was a better feud than this. But you know what's one feud that people forget that was great among women's? Charlotte and Sasha Banks. And I know it was a hot potato sending titles between each other, right? Charlotte would win here. Like it was the thing is Charlotte would win at the pay-per-view, and then Sasha would win at Raw, then Charlotte at the pay-per-view and Sasha at Raw. It's a hot potato, but that's one of the best. That was one of the best women's. This is probably the best women's feud on AEW. I agree there, man. On AEW for sure. But it's not. I don't think it's better than any of those three feuds. Becky and Charlotte. I guess Ronda Rousey you could put in there. But it was mostly Becky and Charlotte from SummerSlam. Bayley and Sasha. I mean, that's from NXT days. I think that the NXT feud between those two was better than the one previously. And I'll say in the Becky and Charlotte and Sasha Banks 2016. But NXT, did they have any good women feuds? Or just Bayley and Sasha Banks? That was a fantastic match. I wonder what the Thunder Rosa is. I know she lost to Camille, right? On NWA. I forgot. I forgot that show was going on Wednesday. Oh yeah. Oh, Impact. Oh my God, Impact was great. Impact had some great women feuds. Better than Impact's women knockout division was so much better than WWE's. You couldn't take your eyes off this. Hey man. Hey Tim. How are you? Yeah, I agree, man. Gail Kim. There were some great feuds in that women's division Impact. Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim had a great one. And Taryn Terrell, remember, you wouldn't think so, but she had a great one with Gail Kim. Tessa Blanchard with Taya Valkyrie. Impact has some great ones. I agree. I mean, you could go early WWE with Lita and Trish, but I think the feuds now are much better than that. I mean, Mickey and Trish was a pretty good feud. That's pretty good. But yeah, going back to this Rhea Ripley thing is, man, I don't know how I feel about her being a heel, man. I don't know, because we all like Bianca Belair, guys, right? Bianca Belair. She was a heel in NXT. I think, I don't know. I think Rhea Ripley has the potential to be the number one woman on the roster. On SmackDown and Raw as a huge babyface, because She's a badass. She's a badass. She's tall, strong, and a badass. Takes no prisoners from anyone. And making her a heel, I don't want her to be a cowardly heel. I remember NXT when Piper Niven came in, and the Piper Niven came with NXT UK. Piper Niven was a big woman too, and I'm not saying that because of her size, but she is. She was kind of a chicken with her and stuff. I don't want Rhea Ripley to be a chicken shit heel. If she's a heel, make her a strong, dominant heel. Make it like Shayna Baszler. But even Shayna Baszler sometimes is chicken shit. And I think Rhea Ripley has a chance to be the most popular women's roster on the main roster. Do you guys agree with me that she was challenging Becky as the most popular women's superstar in all WWE Raw, SmackDown, and NXT? I know she was at NXT, so it was not on the USA Network or whatever at the time. But do you think, as hardcore wrestling fans, do you think it was on that level at the time until the momentum died when Charlotte and Rhea Ripley were going for WrestleMania? What do you guys think? Do you think that momentum died because of that? And do you think she was on par, almost on par with Becky Lynch in terms of popularity? Because Becky Lynch's popularity has gone down after WrestleMania 35, right? Has nobody gone down? You admit that? It's gone down, right? What do you guys think? While I get that, let's look for more news, guys. They are doing some virtual meet and greets for WrestleMania. It's probably a lot of money. Do you like the heel turn of Scorpio Sky? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, man. Yeah, thank you. They start here. They tried. You know what they tried to do? She's a badass that wasn't afraid of Shayna Baszler and stuff. She would do. And then once she won the belt, she made her this white meat. They tried to make her this white meat baby face, right? But she's a total badass, and I think she got some of it back in the second half of 2020, maybe from like August or September on, when she had those great matches with Raquel Gonzalez, Io Shirai. She got some of it back, but they gotta do it here now. That's why they're doing these vignettes for her. And that Royal Rumble impression she left. Remember, she was second, right, to Bianca Belair. So they're trying to make her what she was in NXT before she won the belt. You can clearly see it. And you know what? Good, try, because I said so many times, she has the potential to be the most popular. She could be the Austin, I'm exaggerating here, the Austin of the women's division. And yeah, I'm a little biased here, but because I'm a huge Rhea Ripley fan. I like Rhea Ripley always. She's like a lot of my tweets before. And she actually answered a question on one of my questions years ago when Deal Madden had a stream. So yeah, and she's a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. So she's top 5 of my women in WWE I love. Rhea Ripley, Shotzi Blackheart, Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks. Who's my 5th? I don't know. I'll think of somebody. Actually, Carmella would have been my 5th, but I like her old gimmick better than this. But this gimmick does suit her now for being a heel, but I don't know. That's Rhea Ripley, guys. Heel, I guess they have to, but I think she's. If there's a crowd, she would get over huge. But that's it, guys. I think that's my show. Just let me go look at a little more news. Oh, I just got brief stuff. So Mick Foley thinks Lex Luger should be a Hall of Famer. What do you think of Lex Luger because of the stuff with Elizabeth? Based on his career in wrestling, I incline to agree that Lex Luger's accolades, his career is Hall of Fame worthy. There's some guys in the Hall of Fame that's never won a title, a major title, like a heavyweight championship, and Lex Luger has, not in WWE, hasn't won in WWE or WWF at the time, but in WCW he has won the WWE championship, WCW heavyweight championship. So, and he has some incredible feuds and stuff, tag team champions with Sting, I think it was Sting, the Giant, and great matches with Sting in the early 90s. I think he's on WWE Hall of Fame. He's a wrestling Hall of Fame. Lex Luger's a Hall of Famer based on his career. What do you guys think? I know. Just to get the personal stuff out of the way, before I end the show, is Lex Luger a Hall of Famer? He may not be the best worker in the ring, but he was a good seller though. He could sell very good though. So tell me what you guys think. Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes or no? You could give your reasons why you think yes or no. And as I read that, I'm gonna end my show, guys. So Thursday, it's all about the pop, 2 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, Why We Love Sports, 3 p.m. Eastern, episode 22. But starting next week, it's all about wrestling. Episode 20 will happen on this day at this time, 3 p.m. So that changed. But it's all about the pop. Next Thursday, not this Thursday, might happen on a Wednesday. Might not. No, it's not gonna happen because the Wednesday before I'm gonna do a baseball preview stream for the MLB season. So don't expect it's all about the pop on the Thursday, April 1st, because I'll be watching the Blue Jay game at 1 o'clock. Opening day. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, man. I mean, his impact when he came to debut in a big WCW Nitro, that was a huge momentum shift for WCW and WWE. Also, and then Why We Love Sports episode 23, 22 is coming up this Saturday. Will not happen on a Saturday, April 3rd, but will happen on April 2nd. The reason it's not happening on April 3rd is because the Blue Jays play the Yankees at 1 o'clock, game 2. So Friday, the first Friday on April 2nd, but Blue Jays don't play on April 2nd, so April 2nd is 3 p.m. Eastern. So that's the upcoming schedule. You know, I'm going to schedule them, so you'll see. And I'll tweet them about them. So thank you for the guys. Thank you for listening. Like, thumbs up, subscribe down below. My Twitter's down there, Aaron J's fan. And yeah, take care everybody. And before I finally let you go, this is how I think about you guys.
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
I'm just sorry, but that beer cup hitting Scott Hall's head just makes me laugh all the time. I'm sorry. But so yeah, once again, take care guys. Like, comment, subscribe down below, whatever. Take care and thank you for listening, Jobber, and thank you for everybody else for listening. Hope you enjoyed well. Take care. Peace out.